Chrono here, and I want to bring you guys a review of Samurai Shodown, because I'm sure many of you are still on the fence of, do I buy it, do I not buy it? And I want to show you that this is definitely a game that you should definitely consider. Now, in every fighting game that I go for, I'm looking for three things: a great offline mode with a lot of options, an online system that works well, and then statistics that help you know where you stand as a player. And Samurai Shodown ticks all three things off. And if you take a look here, there's so many different options that you get. I'm going to start with what I feel is the most important part of this, which is the online features. So you've got ranked match, you've got casual match, leaderboards, and then of course to go live. Now what I really like about the casual match, you can set that up privately with partners, and there's a whole list of options here where you can actually go and customize what kind of room you want to make. So, for example, if you want it to be training, you can train with somebody, team versus, single. There's also the ability to make it private, which is really nice. And there's just so many different things that you can choose when it comes to this. So I really like that feature. I think that's really cool. Ranked match is just the typical ranked match, but what I really like about it, it's very similar to how things used to be in terms of ranked matches. Oh, that's no one's available right now. But it's very much like Street Fighter 4, which doesn't surprise me since that's the same creator of this game. And you can choose your opponent. I miss that in ranked match, where you can choose someone that you want to go against. So for example, if you're having a laggy connection with one guy, and it's always that way, you can avoid that person. And then if you've got like a really tough opponent you want to face, you can keep going back into that match. And there's also the ability to constantly rematch. So it's not like Street Fighter 5, where after only a certain amount of matches, you're done. So I really like that feature. Another thing that I like are the leaderboards. And what's great about this, there's a point total that you have, and then of course you can see your friends, okay, to see where they're at. Wins. Notice a lot of people already putting in the time. And I like that it goes by total and then month, and then by win streak, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of good things here, but what's cool too, they have a lot of stuff for the offline stuff, or the offline that I'm going to show you. So that's pretty neat too. So there's leaderboards even if you don't want to play online. And I'm a big statistics guy, so I really like that they included that feature. Story mode is where you go through the roster and then you face the end boss, which in Samurai Shodown is kind of a darker feature, but it's okay. In the dojo, I like this. There's ghost matches where you just keep facing random CPU ghosts. So notice I'm actually going against someone else's ghost here, which is really cool. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you an idea of what someone else might play like. I mean, just so solid. And the backgrounds, the way everything looks. And then you've got the Iron Man challenge, and then this counts for a leaderboard challenge, which is really nice. So really cool features that they've included if you don't want to play online. And I think that's been missing with a lot of games. It's nice when they have a very nice offline component, because there's a lot of people that aren't going to want to play online. So continuing with offline, you've got your versus, gauntlet, where you have to go through every character in the game, and it keeps track of how far you get, and the time it takes you to do that. And that goes with the leaderboards. Same thing with survival. It starts off kind of easy, and as you progress, it gets better. And then you've got time trial, where your goal is to get through as many characters as you can. And again, it also keeps track of the time it takes you to do that. So really cool offline features that I like quite a bit. And then of course they've got the stats. Now, again, I'm a huge statistics guy. So take a look at this here at the player profile. It has your offline stats and your online stats. Now, and it also keeps track of your most recent record, your best win streak. You know, these are things to me that sell the game. Love that they included this here with Samurai Shodown. And Street Fighter 4 was like that too. Very statistic based, and I like that. Now take a look at this. So it also has your statistics offline of each mode that you've gone through. So I really like that they've included that. And then the next thing that I like here, it keeps track of how many wins you have, but by rounds. So I like that too. So you're really getting an actual feel for how well you play certain characters. So notice I've already put a lot of time in online, and I can see that with Earthquake I win 75% of the time. Charlotte 72% of the time, 60% of the time with Galford, then with Tam Tam 54. But again, if you actually look at my player profile, check this out. See, I only win my actual matches 57% of the time. So that really gives me good data that I'm in there with my characters when I'm playing these other matches. So kudos to the SNK for including such a robust statistics system. I really appreciate that kind of dedication. Now, over here you've got overall records, and I like this quite a bit as well. I'm not following anybody, but if I were following somebody, I could actually see how they're doing. But it keeps track of the last people that you fought and how you did against them. Okay, so you can actually see if you've got the fan by you, that means that you won the match. Okay, so it's really nice in that regard, and it keeps track of all that information for you. So again, just so many options that you get to use. Then you've got the gallery system. I like this too. It keeps track of all the movies that you unlock. So notice I don't have a lot of people here except Earthquake. So it keeps track of his ending for you. Then they've got the cutscenes that you can watch, and then just different endings for certain characters. I like it. I really think it's very well done. Very much, again, similar to Street Fighter 4, which really reinvented or brought in a bunch of new players to the Street Fighter series. I think this Samurai Shodown reboot does the same thing. Okay, then you've got your sounds that you can go through if you want to look into that deeper. I'm not really into that. That's not something I'm into. And then they've got artwork that you can view of the characters. Okay, so another thing that I really like that they did with this game, they were very sensitive to people that don't like a lot of gore. So take a look at this. Now, I'm one of those individuals. You can turn off the gore. So the graphic violence is turned off for me. So, and for me, that makes the game to where I can play it in front of my kids. So that's a huge win for me as a dad. I like that they did that. Excellent job. Okay, but I want to show you now how the game actually plays. I think that's good to see. Okay, so if I go into training here, and there's a tutorial mode that shows you everything, but one of the things that I really like is some additions that they've done to the game. Okay, of course you've got your different characters, and what I like too, they kept a lot of the same characters from the original part of the cast. So just like Street Fighter 4's game, where they went back to what was familiar, Samurai Shodown has done the same thing. which to me is a very smart decision. Now, load times are a little bit longer than I would like, but they're not terrible, especially when you think about where we've come from, especially if you were an old school SNK person. Okay, so notice the art style. I think the art looks fantastic here. Characters look really good. They're fluid. Notice that this game is very, not combo based, which I like. One hit and you got to come up with a way to get more hits in. So there's really not a lot of bad things with that. So you've got your slash, medium slash, heavy slash, and then you've got a kick. Now every character does have like special normals, where you put in a command and it does different things. So it's really solid, guys. There's command grabs for certain characters, and again, it's real footsies based. You've got a way to take off their weapons, and then they have to fight without them. They can still pick up their sword if they want to. And then what I also like is throws. They can't be pegged, so that's really cool too. Once you're thrown, you're thrown. Another thing that I like is this new feature where you can actually go, and that hits really quick. It's called a lightning strike, and oh man, it's awesome when you can hit it. So like, let's say he was about to throw me this character, I can stop it and then go into that move, and it's super intense. So, and it's real easy to pick up. This is not a hard game to learn. So guys, this without a doubt is a home run game. If you enjoy a simple fighter that has really great footsies and neutral, this is the game for you. You definitely want to pick this up. So I hope you guys will join me online and pick up this game. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.
Wait for your next challenge. I know that you'll be back.